Now at 6 o'clock, eyes in the sky.
These drones are a clear and present danger.
New reaction to an ABC 7 on Your Side investigation. Local police using Chinese drones in the coronavirus fight. Why this U.S. senator just made the ban he wants even tougher. A mad dash for testing in Virginia. All available slots gone in an hour. Where and when the next round of open testing will take place. Plus, summer fun in one area county put on hold indefinitely. And another tradition getting canceled altogether.
ABC 7 News at 6 starts now.
All new and first at 6 o'clock, reaction to a 7 on Your Side investigation over Chinese-made drones donated to local law enforcement and their potential for our national security risk.
Senior investigative reporter Lisa Fletcher sits down with a senior member of the Senate Armed Services Committee who's working with other members of Congress to protect Americans from what he calls a clear and present danger.
The giveaway of these drones by DJI is like the Chinese government inserting a Trojan horse into our law enforcement community.
The idea that Chinese-made drones are harmless isn't flying with Senator Richard Blumenthal.
The drone company told us this is fiction, fear, and politics. Nothing to see here.
There is nothing fictional about this danger. There have been repeated warnings from our intelligence community and from military services.
As we recently reported, numerous government agencies have sounded the alarm, including in 2017 when Homeland Security warned that China's DJI, the world's largest drone maker, was likely providing U.S. critical infrastructure and law enforcement data to the Chinese government. That same year, the Army banned the purchase of DJI drones, and the Navy issued a warning. In May of 2019, DHS's cybersecurity agency raised critical concerns, and in January, the Department of Interior grounded all of its non-emergency drones over security issues. Blumenthal, a senior Democrat on the Armed Services Committee, saw our investigation on local law enforcement in 23 states in the wake of those government warnings, accepting free drones from DJI.
I was horrified that local police departments are allowing these instruments of Chinese surveillance to become part of their everyday law enforcement activities.
Blumenthal, along with other members of Congress, recently introduced the American Drone Security Act. He now wants to go even farther.
I will move to ban the use of these drones at every level of our government, state, local, and federal, so that we are insulated from this instrument of Chinese surveillance.
Blumenthal says this isn't about politics or prejudice. It's about protecting Americans.
Americans need to be very clear-eyed here. These drones are a clear and present danger because they harvest information and provide access to the Chinese government. It's that simple.
DJI told us it doesn't automatically take data from users unless the user approves it, and charges that it secretly accesses information are false. You can watch our entire original investigation, which includes a representative of DJI, as well as national security strategist and China expert General Robert Spalding, on our website. You can also find those on my Facebook page at Lisa Fletcher Reports. Jonathan?
All right, Lisa, thank you for that. New at 6 o'clock, a 7 on Your Side health alert for another case of an illness affecting children that is tied to the coronavirus pandemic. Fairfax health officials say that a child there was diagnosed with what is called multisystem inflammatory syndrome. We're told that the child was diagnosed 2 weeks ago and is now recuperating at home. And that, as Baltimore health officials confirm, a 15-year-old girl there died of a similar illness that causes intense swelling. Now, we first told you about Dariana Dyson yesterday when her mother opened up about the loss. She's the first child to die in Maryland from COVID-19.
And that death, John, one of 90 reported in the past 24 hours across D.C., Virginia, and Maryland. That is the biggest increase in nearly a week. 7 on Your Side crunched the numbers and found Virginia and Maryland both saw a significant jump in cases overnight. Virginia had its second biggest one-day increase, pushing the state past 30,000 confirmed cases. Maryland had its biggest single-day increase, nearly 1,800 new cases. Part of that spike, though, comes from ramped-up testing in both states.
Well, Maryland's testing is going to continue to expand more in the coming days. The governor says he wants anyone, whether they're showing symptoms or not, to be able to get a test. Today, he signed an emergency order allowing pharmacists to perform these tests. He also ordered no appointment testing at the Hyattsville and Clinton vehicle emission sites. 7 on your side with a list of test sites throughout the DMV right now on our website at WJLA.com.
Video from SkyTrack 7 shows the big demand for no appointment testing today in Manassas. ABC 7's Victoria Sanchez is there.
It took just an hour and all the slots for today were filled up. We're told around 1,000 people were swabbed for COVID-19, with results coming back in about a week.
She was around somebody that had a positive test, so just trying to make sure that neither one of us have it.
Someone at my job got corona and I've been in contact with them. Not in the past 2 weeks, but I have been in contact with them before then, so I just want to be sure.
Loudoun County will have their own round of free testing Wednesday from 10 to 6. Anyone could get in line to get swabbed for COVID-19. You don't have to be a resident. In Manassas, Victoria Sanchez, ABC 7 News.
This budget is unique in that when we started building it, our world was very different.
In a virtual council hearing, Mayor Bowser formally presented her $8.5 billion budget to council members today. More money for education, housing, but as she said yesterday, because of COVID-19 costs, they will not negotiate new raises for police, fire, and teachers through fiscal 2024. It includes D.C. Public Works sanitation workers, whose union president today.
My first reaction was disappointment.
He said it means essential workers who've worked every day since the shutdown would not get a 3.5% pay raise to take effect October 1st. He also said given a choice between no raise and layoffs, he prefers no layoffs. Another union leader said not to give up so quickly, the economic picture may improve. I'm Sam Ford, ABC 7 News.
A dangerous problem uncovered in a veteran crisis hotline, how it ended up sending police to a home 2,500 miles away from a veteran who desperately needed help.
And pool plans on ice. 7's on your side with what a trip to the pool could look like in our new reality.
And some breaking news that we're just getting in. Take a look at this. Montgomery County firefighters just shared this picture of a tree that's blocking Chillum Place in Potomac. We're also tracking reports of a toppled tree in northwest D.C. A lot of wind out there. We know right now that Pepco has more than 1,300 homes and businesses without power. Our chief meteorologist Bill Kelly is back in just a moment with how long this nasty wind is going to stick around.
And now, the Toyota Sports Desk, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers.
Let's take you back to early March. The Maryland men's basketball team full of confidence. This group poised to make a deep run in the upcoming NCAA tournament. And then, boom, the season over just like that because of COVID-19. I caught up with head coach Mark Turgeon, who shared some of his emotions about the abrupt ending to the year.
It's been over 2 months since kind of the shutdown and everything came to a screeching halt. Do you ever just kind of sit back and wonder what could have been?
I did that a lot early. It was a great season. It just, we just hope we could have played a little bit longer. And yeah, the what if's always going to be there.
You're not going to satisfy everybody out there. There's going to be those detractors that, you lost 3 of 5 down the stretch. You're struggling in, recruiting and whatnot. Kind of humanize that for me. Does that bother you a little bit?
Every athlete, every coach goes through it. It is what it is. They'll never truly understand what it's like to be in my shoes and how hard the job is. I try really hard not to be critical of other people and their jobs because of it.
Yeah, hard to believe, but Mark Turgeon entering his 10th season in College Park. And hey, coming up tonight on Toyota Sports Talk, we'll be joined by Nats insider Mark Zuckerman and Redskins insider Matthew Paris. That's tonight at 9 p.m. over on WJLA 24/7. We'll see you then.
All new and next at 6.
If they're showing up to the wrong place, then clearly the right kind of information's not getting conveyed.
Relying on old phone books to help American heroes? What's being done about a dangerous problem found at a veteran crisis hotline?
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6 on your side.
Well, with Memorial Day weekend fast approaching, we at ABC 7 wanted to take a moment during this pandemic to focus on our servicemen and women.
In recent months, we've discovered a problem with a national hotline designed to help vets in crisis. As John Christos explains in the Spotlight on America, some of the nation's heroes searching for urgent help may be getting lost in an outdated system.
It was just before midnight. We were in bed sleeping.
That's when Rebecca Cummings, a former soldier, Army wife, and now military mom, got a terrifying wake-up call she wasn't expecting. 2 police officers at her home in Maine.
I honestly thought they were here to talk about my son, who's away at basic training.
But instead, according to a police report, officers were dispatched here by the Veterans Crisis Line for the report of a suicide attempt. The text to the hotline suggested the person was feeling suicidal, had a plan, and wanted to act on that plan tonight. The Veterans Crisis Line thought the person who texted was Rebecca's husband, Greg,
who was in bed, asleep, had been in a great mood. So I was a little taken back by that. I went upstairs, woke him up. He had the same reaction.
Turns out not only were police at the wrong house, they were in the wrong state. The person they were looking for was about 2,500 miles away. We pieced it together using police and federal reports. By default, when callers don't give their location, operators at the Veterans Crisis Line use public, often outdated websites to try to find veterans in immediate danger. In this case, the text actually came from someone in Texas, who's now using the number Greg used when he lived in El Paso years ago.
There's someone who's engaging and they need help, and the help isn't arriving, hugely problematic.
Jenna Maynard with the National Alliance on Mental Illness calls it a total breakdown in how crisis lines are supposed to work.
If they're showing up to the wrong place, then clearly the right kind of information's not getting conveyed.
It really is very troubling.
Maine Senator Susan Collins sent a letter to the Secretary of the VA asking what resources the agency needs to make sure a caller's correct location can be found.
Maybe a matter of authority that they need, but it may also mean that they need additional funding to get access to up-to-date databases.
In response to the flaw exposed by Spotlight on America, the VA says the issue is rare, but is now willing to consider the addition of geolocation capabilities, similar to a 911 center. For Rebecca Cummings, implementing that kind of technology to help veterans should be a national priority.
They're out there protecting us every single day. It's the least we could do to give back, is to make sure when they reach out for help, that we have the most efficient means of getting them that help.
I'm John Christos for Spotlight on America.
And we should point out, Spotlight on America has learned that police were able to ping the phone of the veteran in Texas who called for help that night. And the VA says they've taken all necessary steps to ensure the safety of that person. John?
Well, an app designed to help veterans with post-traumatic stress is also helping civilians deal with anxiety during this pandemic. The COVID Coach app can help track a person's well-being, mood swings, and symptoms related to PTSD. The Department of Veterans Affairs says that the app includes tools specifically tailored to stay healthy and active. There's also contact information if you or a loved one needs one-on-one help. To download the app, just go to WJLA.com/coronavirus. You'll find the info there.
He won 28 Olympic medals, 23 of them gold. But even Baltimore native Michael Phelps admits to struggling with his mental health during the pandemic, calling it one of the scariest times of his life. Phelps credits his wife, sons, and a daily exercise routine with keeping him grounded. Now, since retiring from swimming, Phelps has been open about his past struggles with depression and has worked to remove the stigma associated with mental health issues.
The thing he did best was in the pool, and with Memorial Day weekend on the horizon, many pools we know are now staying closed indefinitely. Skytrack 7 was flying over the Long Branch pool in Silver Spring this afternoon. And as our Kevin Lewis reports, when pools finally do reopen, you may want to pack a mask and a chair.
Here in Bethesda, the Wildwood Manor pool is full of clean blue water, but the gates remain locked. This after Montgomery County's health officer declared COVID makes private swim clubs, public, apartment, and condo pools unsafe to open. The ramifications will be costly for those with annual service contracts, some in the 6 figures. Also new today, the city of Rockville has announced the cancellation of its 4th of July fireworks display. Whenever pools do reopen, staff will likely have to limit occupancy, require face coverings, and possibly even a bring your own pool share policy. Montgomery County officials have not shared a target pool reopening date. Reporting in Bethesda, I'm Kevin Lewis, ABC 7 News.
Well, today things felt like anything but a summer day at the pool. This is new video from Vienna. Gusty winds made today's mild temperatures feel much cooler out there.
Yeah, our chief meteorologist Bill Kelly is joining us now. And Bill, we've had a couple trees down, knocking some wires down, people without power. This is a mess. We need this to stop.
Yeah, and it'll stop later on. I actually had that happen here. Our power was out for about an hour this afternoon. I fired up the generators, ready to go, and then it came back on about an hour later. According to Novak, who we have the power here, it was the same thing. It was a tree that was down into a line. They got that cleaned up. But I imagine there's some of that going on around the area with the breezes as they are. 63 degrees, the temperature right now in D.C. Chantilly at 62. Same thing with you folks in Gaithersburg. Manassas at 63. It is currently 63 in Martinsburg. And those winds are sustained right now still between roughly 10 to 20 miles per hour out of the east, with gusts of wind less than they were, but still talking about these wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, if not a little bit more. Now, those wind gusts tonight will not be like that all night long, but for the next couple of hours, they'll continue into the 25 to 30 mile per hour range, and then overnight really start to calm down. Not still, but gusts 15, 20 miles per hour with sustained probably 5 to 15 or so. So as we look at our clouds and radar here in our future cast, we're watching some of these showers on our high resolution model into our southern area. So you folks down around Spotsylvania or in Culpeper, over toward Rappahannock, places like that, you guys are going to be dealing with a couple of light showers. I do not expect any of that to get up near the district or areas farther to the north, but overnight we will keep things pretty cloudy. Then during our day tomorrow, it's going to be a cloudy day. We'll see a couple of off and on showers, mainly into our southern zones again. To me, the bigger story, though, it's going to be another day where we're not just below normal. We're considerably below normal. We should be at 76 tomorrow. The normal high day after that, 77. We're looking at mid and low 60s. But the good news here is by the end of the day, I do expect some partly cloudy conditions to kind of push away the clouds, or at least the clouds leave, giving us partly cloudy skies. And so we'll get some nice sunset conditions tomorrow evening. And then on Thursday, it's another relatively cloudy day with some evening showers. So in terms of our temperatures, here's what it looks like the next few days. We're going to go up into about 63 or so for our day tomorrow. Drop back down to 54 by Thursday. Just a touch warmer, still well below normal, with afternoon temperatures here in the mid and upper 60s. Once more, normal high temperature today is 76 degrees. The normal low is 57. We're going to be below that for Wednesday, Thursday, probably Friday. We get there by the weekend, but our next weather maker is on Friday. Some areas of rain throughout the day. I'd probably plan something indoors on Friday. Some hit and miss showers on Saturday. Sunday and your Memorial Day, both looking good. But if you want a little bit more information about the temperatures, meteorologist Rachel Kay wrote a blog. It's on our website, WJLA.com. Just go to the weather section, Storm Watch 7 Weather blog. You can check that out. We'll be right back.
These days, there is a newfound appreciation for the simple things. And if you happen to be walking along Connecticut Avenue Northwest, there is certainly a sight to see.
Yeah, these baby red-shouldered hawks have become local celebrities during quarantine. They can be seen from the Klingle Valley Bridge. ABC 7 spoke to one frequent bird watcher who says today is their 1-month birthday. We have posted photos of the fuzzy-headed chicks on our website at WJLA.com. So cute.
It's amazing the things you'll notice when you slow down. I mean, for him to realize that it's the 1-month birthday, that's a lot of time on your hands.
I think there's a lot of truth in that.
Exactly it. That's for sure. We have the baby chickens. I went downstairs. I got to snap a photo, put it on my Facebook page. They're almost ready to be moved out. They look very similar. We have, of course, our chicken coop and move those out. Hey, guys, 63 tomorrow. It's going to be breezy, partly cloudy in the afternoon.
All right, can't wait to get some eggs, Bill. World News Tonight from David Muir is next.
We'll see you back here at 11.